You stupid slum! I will break you just as you broke the vase, fool!
In the opulent penthouse overlooking the bustling streets of Lagos, Nigeria, where the skyline glittered like a crown of stolen diamonds under the relentless African sun, a scream pierced the air like a dagger. Ezine Nwosu, the iron-fisted matriarch of one of Lagos' wealthiest families, stood over the trembling form of her new maid, her face twisted in a mask of unbridled fury. The antique crystal vase, a priceless heirloom from her late husband's collection, lay in shards at their feet, its fragments scattering like the broken dreams of the poor girl before her. You worthless scum, Ezine snarled, her voice echoing through the marble-floored living room. Without warning, she grabbed a nearby broom and swung it viciously, the bristles whipping across the maid's back. The girl, barely 20, crumpled to the floor, her thin arms shielding her face as tears streamed down her cheeks. I should have you thrown into the streets like the garbage you are. How dare you touch? What isn't yours? Ezine's eyes blazed with a cruelty that shocked even her own household staff, who peeked from the kitchen doorway in horrified silence. This wasn't just anger, it was a deliberate unleashing of pent up rage, as if the vase represented something deeper, a fracture in her perfect world. The maid, whose name was Amara, whimpered, Madam, please. It was an accident. I was only dusting. But Ezine wasn't listening. She kicked at the shards, sending one flying into Amara's leg, drawing a thin line of blood. The room spun with tension. Would she stop, or would this escalate into something irreversible? The air thickened with unspoken questions. Why such venom for a simple mistake? What hidden demons drove this rich woman's wrath? And unbeknownst to both, a secret bond tied them closer than blood could ever reveal. As Amara curled into a ball, sobbing quietly, Ezine towered over her, chest heaving. This moment of raw, shocking brutality was just the beginning, a hook that pulled you into the depths of their tangled fates. What if this maid wasn't just a stranger, but the daughter Ezine had abandoned long ago? The truth simmered beneath the surface, ready to erupt like Lagos' unpredictable storms. The city of Lagos pulsed outside the floor to ceiling windows, its chaotic energy a stark contrast to the sterile luxury within. Horns blared from the traffic choked roads below. Vendors hawked their wares in the markets, and the humid air carried scents of jollof rice and diesel fumes. Esina's empire, built on real estate and oil investments, afforded her this isolation from the grit below. But tonight, as the sun dipped toward the Atlantic, casting long shadows across the room, the weight of her actions hung heavy. She dismissed Amara with a cold wave. Clean this up and get out of my sight. If you break anything else, I'll make sure you never walk in this city again. Amara nodded, biting her lip to stifle her cries, and began picking up the pieces with shaking hands. Little did Ezine know, those hands were shaped just like her own, delicate fingers inherited from a lineage she had tried to erase. The tension coiled tighter. How long could this charade last? What storms of emotion awaited when the truth clawed its way out? Ezine retreated to her study, the door slamming behind her like a judge's gavel. Her heart raced not from remorse, but from a familiar unease that gnawed at her soul. The vase wasn't just glass, it was a symbol of her meticulously crafted life, one built on secrets buried deeper than the foundations of her skyscrapers. As she poured herself a glass of imported scotch, her mind drifted back to that fateful night 20 years ago in a dingy clinic on the outskirts of Lagos. She had been young, ambitious, the daughter of a prominent businessman who demanded perfection. An unplanned pregnancy from a fleeting affair with a university lecturer threatened everything. No child out of wedlock, her father had thundered when she confessed. The abortion attempt failed, and in desperation, she gave birth in secret, handing the baby girl over to an orphanage with a wad of cash and a forged name. Forget her, she told herself then as she climbed the ladder to wealth and power. But forgetting was impossible. The guilt festered like an untreated wound. Back in the living room, Amara wiped away her blood and tears, her back throbbing from the blows. Born in that same orphanage, she had grown up in the slums of Ajegunle, scraping by with odd jobs after aging out of the system at 18. Hunger had driven her to answer the ad for a live-in maid at Ezine's mansion. The pay was a fortune to her, enough to send money back to the makeshift family of street kids she called her own. But now, cowering in the servant quarters, she wondered if this job was worth the humiliation. As night fell over Lagos, the city's neon lights flickering like false promises, Amara unpacked her few belongings. A faded photo of a woman she imagined as her mother, and a locket with no picture inside. The resemblance to Ezina was uncanny. The same high cheekbones, the same piercing brown eyes, but poverty had etched lines of hardship on her face. Tension built as she whispered to herself, "Why does she hate me so much already? It's like she knows something I don't." Ezine, meanwhile, stared at old photos of her husband, who had died in a car crash 5 years prior, leaving her alone in this vast empire. No children, no heirs, officially. But the maid's eyes haunted her. "Ridiculous," she muttered, shoving the thought away. Yet the emotional undercurrent pulled stronger. Regret, denial, and a budding curiosity that threatened to unravel her world. The household stirred uneasily. The cook Mama Ngozi slipped Amara some ointment for her wounds. "Madam has a temper like thunder," she warned, "but she's not all bad. Something eats at her soul." Amara nodded, but inside, a spark of defiance ignited. She wouldn't break so easily. Little did she know, this job was no coincidence. It was destiny's cruel joke, drawing mother and daughter into a vortex of drama and heartache. Days blurred into a routine of drudgery for Amara. She rose before dawn, scrubbing floors that gleamed like mirrors, preparing meals she could only dream of tasting, and avoiding Ezini's sharp gaze. The mansion was a labyrinth of luxury, crystal chandeliers dangling like stars, imported rugs softer than clouds, and walls adorned with art worth more than Amara's entire life. But beneath the polish lurked tension, thick as the Lagos humidity. Ezine watched her new maid with a mix of irritation and inexplicable fascination. Amara's efficiency was impeccable, yet every small error, a misplaced napkin, a dust speck on the piano, elicited a barrage of insults. "You're as clumsy as a village goat," Ezine would snap, her words laced with venom that puzzled even her. Why did this girl stir such emotions? It was as if Amara's presence was a mirror reflecting Ezine's buried shame. One evening, as rain pounded the windows like angry fists, Amara overheard Ezine on the phone in her study. "The orphanage records? Destroy them if you must. I don't want any loose ends." Amara's heart skipped. Orphanage? Curiosity burned, but fear kept her silent. She slipped away, but not before Ezine caught a glimpse of her shadow. "Who's there?" Ezine called, her voice trembling for the first time. Later that night, Amara lay in her tiny room, the storm outside mirroring her inner turmoil. Dreams plagued her, visions of a woman abandoning a crying baby in the rain. Waking in a sweat, she clutched her locket, whispering, "Who am I really?" The emotional weight pressed down, abandonment, identity, the ache for belonging. Ezine, insomnia gripping her, paced her bedroom. Memories flooded back. The baby's first cry, the nurse's sympathetic eyes as she took the child away. "It was for the best," she repeated like a mantra, but doubt crept in. What if the girl had survived? What if fate had brought her back? Tension escalated as Ezine decided to probe deeper, hiring a private investigator to check Amara's background, unknowingly setting the stage for revelation. In the bustling markets of Lagos the next day, Amara ran errands, dodging okadas and street hawkers. A chance encounter with an old orphanage friend fueled her suspicions. "You look just like that rich lady on the billboards," the friend joked. Amara laughed it off, but the seed was planted. Back home, as she served dinner, their eyes met, a spark of recognition neither could name. The drama thickened, emotions raw and unspoken. The investigator's report arrived like a bombshell. Ezine tore open the envelope in her office, overlooking Victoria Island's glittering lights. Amara's file was thin. Born in Lagos orphanage, no known parents, raised in poverty. But a faded birth certificate noted a date that matched Ezine's secret delivery. Her hands shook. Impossible, she breathed, but the pieces fit too perfectly. Confrontation brewed. That afternoon, Amara accidentally knocked over a photo frame while cleaning, Ezine as a young woman, strikingly similar to herself. Madame, I'm sorry, Amara started, but Ezine exploded. Get out! You're fired! Tears welled in Amara's eyes as she packed, the emotional chasm widening. But as she left, Ezine called her back, voice cracking. Wait, tell me about your past. Hesitant, Amara shared her story, the orphanage, the hunger, the endless search for roots. Ezine listened, face paling. Tension peaked when Amara mentioned a birthmark on her shoulder, a heart-shaped mark Ezine remembered marking her baby. Show me, Ezine demanded, her voice a whisper. Amara obliged, and Ezine gasped, collapsing into a chair. The truth dawned, but denial fought back. Emotions surged. Guilt crashed over Ezine like waves on Lagos beach, while Amara felt betrayal's sting. Why do you care now? Amara asked, voice breaking. Ezine couldn't answer, storming out. Alone, she wept for the first time in years, the drama of lost time overwhelming. If you're gripped by this tale of hidden truths and heartfelt reunions, hit that subscribe button now to never miss an update and drop a comment below. What do you think Ezine will do next? Your thoughts keep the story alive. The city outside hummed with life, oblivious to the mansion's turmoil. Amara wandered the streets, confused and hurt, while Ezine plotted to confirm the impossible. DNA tests loomed, promising more heartache. Ezine arranged a secret DNA test, swabbing Amara's glass while she slept. Results would take weeks, but impatience gnawed. Meanwhile, she softened slightly, assigning easier tasks, even offering extra pay. Amara, wary, accepted, sensing a shift but fearing another outburst. Flashbacks haunted Azine, her father's disapproval, the lecturer's abandonment, the cold orphanage steps. I had no choice, she justified, but regret poisoned her. Amara, too, dreamed of rejection, her poverty a constant reminder of what she lacked. Tension mounted at a lavish party Ezine hosted. Amara served guests, enduring snide remarks from Lagos elite. One guest, an old friend of Ezine's, remarked, She looks just like you in your youth. Ezine forced a laugh, but inside panic swirled. Later, alone with Amara, she snapped again over spilled wine, old habits dying hard. Emotional layers peeled. Amara confronted Ezine. Why the kindness 1 minute, cruelty the next? Ezine evaded, but cracks showed. The investigator called. Preliminary matches suggested relation. Ezine's world tilted, drama intensifying as she grappled with motherhood's ghost. In Lagos' vibrant nightlife, Amara met a young man, Kofi, a street artist, offering brief escape. But duty called her back, where secrets simmered. The DNA results confirmed it. 99.9% match. Ezine stared at the paper, tears blurring the words. Her daughter, alive, under her roof, treated like dirt. Guilt ravaged her, memories of the vase incident replaying like a nightmare. She planned a revelation, but fear held her. What if Amara hated her? Meanwhile, Amara noticed Ezine's odd behavior, stares, hesitance. Curiosity peaked when she found an old diary in the attic, hinting at a secret child. Confrontation erupted during a power outage, Lagos grid failing as thunder roared. In candlelight, Ezine confessed fragments. I was young, scared. Amara pressed, emotions boiling. Are you my mother? The question hung, tension electric. Ezine denied at first, but broke down. Yes, she sobbed. Amara recalled, shock and joy warring. Tears flowed, hugs tentative, but forgiveness not yet. The drama deepened. With Amara's anger, you abandoned me. Reconciliation began slowly. Ezine shared her story, the pressure, the regret. Amara listened, her own pain surfacing, orphanage beatings, street struggles. They bonded over shared traits, laughter mixing with tears. But external threats loomed. Ezine's business rivals, sensing vulnerability, plotted sabotage. A leaked rumor of an illegitimate heir stirred scandal in Lagos high society. Tension built as Amara navigated her new identity, rejecting luxury at first. I don't want your pity, she said. Ezine persisted, enrolling her in classes, introducing her to culture. Emotional highs. A mother-daughter outing to Balogun Market, haggling like old times. Lows, arguments over past cruelties. Drama climaxed when Amara discovered Ezine's initial broom attack was fueled by subconscious recognition, fear of the truth. Betrayal struck when Ezine's ex-lover, Amara's father, resurfaced. Now a wealthy politician, he demanded a share, threatening exposure. Ezine confided in Amara, strengthening their bond. Amara confronted him, emotions raw. You left us. He denied involvement, but evidence mounted. Tension escalated in a heated meeting at a Lagos hotel where secrets spilled. Ezine protected Amara, hiring security. The city became a backdrop for intrigue, chases through traffic, whispered threats in cafes. Heartache deepened as Amara questioned her worth. Was I ever wanted? Ezine reassured, but doubts lingered. A corporate takeover attempt targeted Ezine's empire, orchestrated by rivals exploiting the family scandal. Amara stepped up, using her street smarts to uncover spies within the household. Drama unfolded in boardrooms, with Ezine mentoring Amara. Emotional moments, Amara's first business suit, symbolizing transformation. Tension peaked during a gala where the father crashed, publicly claiming paternity. Chaos ensued, shouts, flashes from paparazzi. Amara fled. Ezine chasing, their reunion in the rain a cathartic release. Healing accelerated. Mother and daughter traveled to Ezine's ancestral village outside Lagos, reconnecting with roots. Stories of grandparents, traditions shared, but danger persisted. The father's blackmail escalated to kidnapping threats. Amare, resourceful, turned the tables with evidence of his corruption. Emotional core, Ezine's apology for the vast incident, admitting it was displaced guilt. Amara forgave, tears sealing the pact. Drama in a high stakes negotiation. Amara faced her father, rejecting him. My mother is enough. Full truth emerged. Ezine's father had forced the abandonment, dying with regrets. Letters revealed his secret fund for the child, untouched until now. Amara inherited but chose humility. Tension in legal battles, Lagos courts buzzing. Emotions overflowed at a family dinner. Toasts to new beginnings, but shadows of loss lingered. The rivals' plot culminated in a sabotage attempt on Ezine's flagship building. Amara saved the day, alerting authorities. In the aftermath, mother and daughter confronted final demons. Ezine's health scare, stress induced, brought vulnerability. Drama, hospital vigil, Amara's prayers echoing. Recovery strengthened their unbreakable bond. Years later, Amara co ran the empire, married to Kofi, with Ezine as doting grandmother. Lagos evolved, but their story endured, a testament to redemption. The terrible beginning faded, replaced by love. What if one act of cruelty had shattered them forever? Share your favorite emotional moment in the comments and tag a friend who needs a story of hope. Don't forget to subscribe for more epic tales.